Going after Uhuru, it was not a suggestion, but it seems like something that's actually going to be done. Never before in the history of the country has a former president faced intimidation and harassment by the regime in power. Under President William Ruto's administration, retired President Kenyatta has never had peace since he handed over power. Ruto's government continues to vilify and disrespect him, with the latest incident being a move to strip Uhuru of his constitutional perks through a bill sponsored by Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei, another of Ruto's sycophants. This mistreatment of the only surviving former head of state sets a bad precedent. He's actually mentioned it in the House.
Yep.
He did so yesterday, and here we are connecting politics with governance administration and saying, you know what, because he's sponsoring whatever the case may be. I mean, he didn't come right out and say it, but hey, if it waddles and has downy feathers, it's a duck.
Yeah.
It basically came out and said, look, we can strip him of whatever perks that he has. All right, we're going to look into that story in just a bit. Let me cruise through. The Standard goes on to page 2 to talk about the demise of Dr. Obwaka. Love affair, last meal. Police probe poisoning in Dr. Obwaka death. We also see that the alleged sub-suspect, or who's been called a person of interest, has been held for another 10 days, granted by the magistrate yesterday for the investigations to continue. Investigators are probing a possible poisoning case after the senior physician died suddenly at a Kitengela home. Suspicion arose after his abrupt collapse following a meal with recovered items now undergoing toxicology. I keep telling you that you can do so many silver screened things from here, because how did this now suddenly morph into this? Horror.
Yeah. As
a PCEA preacher is killed at his church, no less. So last night, this may not have made it to the news, but an airline's website was hacked, and they were selling tickets from Nairobi to Mombasa for 999 shillings. And you had an hour to buy your ticket, but it was authentic. It came from the airline's website, and I don't even know how many people bought these tickets for 999, and they had an hour to do so. But guess what? The folks jolly well went off with their money, and by the time the folks recovered the thing, the airline, the tickets had been sold.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be showing up to the airport on Friday saying, excuse me.
We're going to be traveling, man.
Allah. It's my ticket. I bought the thing. How about you give me? And then you tell them that hapana.
Well, I'm checking in premium.
In fact, make it 1,000. Put me on first class.
First class.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy some meal on the flight.
Kumbe hakuna nothing.
Give me some dash of kombucha.
Yawa. People should be allowing this guy to be coming to work early. Now, sasa unaona ile shida umeniingiza. New report shows why Pioneer CBE learners are dropping out of school. The Pioneer CBE learners are the current grade 10s.
Yes.
And this report is out. Look, you never have to go far to look for these things, and they're right here. We had a spotlight on health yesterday, and the stories that came out of that were interesting at best. Today, of course, looking into education at 7 o'clock, and some of the things that are really jumping out at us are interesting. Nairobi City leads in crime cases among counties. Okay. Ruto has a headache, guys, and this headache is Mount Kenya. Allies defect as one-term chorus swells. More and more people are jumping off the ship like rats. Rats on a ship are scampering for safety. I don't know where safety lies, but okay. Ruto's allies start process to halt Uhuru's pension and other perks. And package UDA wants to withdraw from Uhuru is detailed on page 9. ODM sets tough demands for 2027 coalition talks with UDA. We know that they were on this retreat in Mombasa. Come, these people, they've been retreating every day.
Yeah.
They retreated to Kilifi, they retreated to Mombasa. Now they've retreated again to Mombasa.
Yeah.
Something better be telling you that these talks don't seem to be working, or at least get something sorted out real quick, because time is waiting for nobody.
This meeting is going to be held at Chungwa House.
Hey, Jermaine.
What are they talking about?
I hope that this one would have gotten some kind of resolution that helps to then be, because you're keeping people in limbo. Okay?
It is okay. I keep on retreating.
On the opinion pages today, Professor Munavu, a scholar who never harbored academic chauvinism. It's interesting. This has been written by Kennedy Buhere, who's a communication specialist, looking into that. That and many more stories make up the Standard this morning, as well as in the counties where Ukwala families battle sickle cell stigma despite improved care. That still continues. Get yourself a copy of the Standard today or the Standard e-paper. You can have the news in your pocket.